There are extracts, if not entire paragraphs in this video, which the layperson is going to find difficult to believe, and my task is made even harder by dint of the fact that I'm a nobody. My channel is about a surreptitious targeting program. This program makes use of multi-person stalking, covert spying, and various forms of harassment to wear the target down and out. Not every video on my channel is about these covert operations, though I will often make connections to it, even if the subject is not specifically about my and other people's targeting. Revisiting things I've stated in some of my other videos, specifically regarding neighbours signed up to take part, I do think it's vital to stress and repeat the enormity such wicked people can have on your life, compared to the stalkers and harassers outside. Though I won't minimise the harm those stalkers and harassers outside can also do, but a neighbour is there potentially 24 hours every day. Neighbours agreeing to take part in your targeting can either be deliberately moved in, should there be a vacant property beside, above or below you, but if the residence is already occupied, the resident or residents can be lured to lose any humanity they might have once had to take part in your targeting, and they'll be offered rewards, favours, or maybe even cash, all used to blacken their soul. I doubt there will be any traceable bank invoices showing money transfers, because that would be too obvious, and the orchestrators of this targeting program would not have evaded exposure for so long by making such elementary errors. The MO will be the same for either type of neighbour, and so the target will experience noise campaigns. Sleep will be interrupted throughout the night. They'll be shadowed in their home, and this ability to locate the target will be made explicitly known by localized noise attacks. Making you aware that your whereabouts is always known is one part of this program's twisted protocols. Those running these illegal ops want you to always be aware and feel impotent, because there's very little you can do without committing a criminal act. It's my belief that I am being physically tortured too, and I will explain shortly why I believe this, but proving it would require a whistleblower within this program to come forward, and such a person would have to be very brave to do so, because whistleblowing about a secret targeting program, covertly destroying the lives of many, in many instances, ordinary people, and utilising technologies to aid the spying, stalking and harassing, could engender severe consequences, which may explain why no credible whistleblower has yet come forward in all the years these extrajudicial operations have been in existence. One horrific aspect to this potential torturing element is that it's being done invisibly. People will be familiar with the equipment rescuers use to search for bodies under ice, rubble and rocks. This handheld technology is also used by US police forces and the military to detect and locate suspects or the enemy. Such hardware could be one type of tech loaned to a neighbour for committing torturous acts, assuming we targets are not being seen by other means such as hidden cameras. If I am correct about the potential for physical harm that see-through walls radar equipment can do to a body, then any damage done is because of the prolonged periods it is trained upon a person. But there are technologies specifically meant to harm people, and such portable hardware shoots its damaging and torturing payload through concrete and other obstructions with ease. But without knowing where the target is within his or her home, such technologies are almost redundant, so hidden cameras or the aforementioned location hardware is necessary. The ability for a neighbour to locate or see the target is crucial, and it's my contention they will be provided with the means to locate or see you within your home. And if using radar-based equipment, there's the added benefit of physically harming you. The torturous effects of whichever type of technology I believe was and is used on me began in late 2012. From 2009, which is when I believe my targeting began proper, my then neighbours had carried out those other duties to harass, shadow and sleep deprive. I didn't learn about the targeting program until early 2013, so had no way of explaining any of what was going on until my enlightenment. In late 2012, my body began showing signs of chronic pain, and this some months after experiencing burning sensations and intensely uncomfortable aches to the parts of my body facing the devils below. I concluded the tenant and his accomplices were somehow responsible, because they were most definitely responsible for the targeted noise campaigns, the sleep interference, and general inexplicable weirdness, or inexplicable at the time. So could my physical decline, the chronic joint pains, the burning and hot spot aches be also caused by them? This tenant lived in a one-bedroom flat, yet had upwards of 6 to 7 males staying in his flat. I was told he was originally from Eritrea. In a few of my earlier videos, which may still be public, I did say that in the dead of night and when I was sleeping in the flat, I could hear an almost silent pulsing sound when my ear was facing the floor, and moving around the flat as I vainly did to try to get some better sleep, I couldn't evade this pulsing, nor their other means to wake me with thumps or bangs and even tapping sounds to under exactly where I lay. Having made the assumption the sadists living below were actually physically harming me, albeit stealthily and invisibly, I decided I could no longer sleep in that flat of 58 Bath Close, Brimington Estate, Peckham, London, SE 15 2JP, and so during the remainder of my tenancy I slept outdoors, in parks and other areas. I'll now jump ahead some years to 2017. My bed since January or February of that year has been and still is in a generously loaned car, which is not parked locally. When I am in the flat, I rarely stay still for more than a few minutes because I will receive burning as well as those sometime intense aches to the parts of my body facing the flat below. My current address is 11 Dayak Court, 37 Brayards Road, Peckham, London, SE 15 3RF. I've had 2 sets of targeted neighbours here since 2013. As with the onset of my targeting back in 2009, these neighbours all have carried out their mercenary and sadistic duties from the flat directly underneath. I believe the burning is also responsible for the disfiguring I have on my legs, head and backside. This disfiguring manifests with veins on my legs, feet and head, and there's further uglification with visible lumps on my thighs. Lines and lumps, not unlike cellulite, is transforming the look of my buttocks too, and the fat might be wasting away because there's a noticeable and unpleasant feel as I ride my bike now, which was never present before. I also believe that whatever has been trained on me since 2012 or thereabouts is also disabling me by way of various joint pains, but there may be as yet other health problems to reveal themselves, and these also, I suspect, a result of this covert and dangerous aspect in my targeting. I will now name my targeting neighbours, present and previous. Daniel Mesfin, Daniel Mesfin, was the first, and he and his accomplices targeted me from 2009 to 2013 with the burning sensations, joint pains and aches beginning at around late 2012. From 2013 to 2017, and at the current address, Negash Teshomi, NegashTeshome, and his equally evil and disturbed wife waged their targeting campaign before moving away to a riverside apartment in Vauxhall near to central London. This family of sickos, I believe, were originally from Somalia. Christine Smith is the current tenant. Her partner in crime is from the Caribbean, and Christine's heritage might be the same. It is coincidence that my harassers and torturers are black because I live in an area with a large ethnic mix, and in the block of 13 flats where I live, 11 of those tenants are black, but I feel I should name my harassers and torturers and identify their ethnic origin for any future reference. All ethnicities take part in these unlawful operations, and there doesn't appear to be an age barrier. It's a very inclusive program. Lastly, the glue that binds the cover-up, the lies, the false diagnosis, and every related action surrounding this targeting program will come unstuck if I manage to get a few people to confirm what I know to be the truth of my leper or pariah status, one in which the police for one are denying, and so this is my immediate goal. This evil and of course unlawful targeting is by far the greater sin than that of any individual, which is why it has to be exposed.